This one. Oh, it's not working. Okay, it looks like my normal fancy. Okay, yes. Okay, there we go. Is it working now? Yes, okay, it's working. Sorry for the technical difficulties this morning. Let's get into code reviews. Yay, code reviews. Hi, I'm glad that there's someone here. It makes the code reviews more fun when there's other people around to look at them together. So we are going to look at some of the open PRs in the Spark project. I'm going to do this by going to the Spark review dashboard. I find this to be really helpful. It lets me see the PRs organized by topic, and I can also sign in and more easily see the PRs which I've been involved with. And this is also useful because one of the things which is really good to try and do as a reviewer is, follow through so that when people take actions based on your suggestions, you can say if they're what you actually meant or if there was a miscommunication, because that can happen pretty easily too. So we see I've got 2 PRs myself outgoing, but I have been reviewing a lot of other PRs. So let's go ahead and take a look at those. So this looks good. This looks like a PR we should follow up with. It was last updated 4 days ago, so it's probably been updated since I had a chance to look at it. This one's also probably worth taking a look at. This one, it says admin needed, and what that means is that one of the people in the Spark project has to say that this PR is good to test, essentially validate that they're not trying to do something bad with our CI servers. So we'll take a look at this. This one is also interesting. I want to look at that, and I want to follow up on this one. So really, this is actually a lot of outstanding PRs that we already have to sort of follow up on. And I did promise, though, that we were going to talk a little bit about sort of the 2.4 release. So we'll look at some of these PRs, then we'll go look at some of the 2.4 release components as well. But we'll do the PR reviews first, because it's just how my life goes. Okay, so so let's see here. Add getActiveSession to class method, fix test failure. Oh my god, there's a fair number of changes. What was the latest? 7 days ago. Wait, what? Okay. So essentially we've been going back and forth on whether or not we want to do 2.5 or 3, and it looks like we did decide that the next release after the 2.4 release is going to be the 3.0 release. And so that simplifies things a little bit. Okay. On that note, let's go take a look at this code. And that's actually the important part. Okay. Get active session returns active session from the current thread. We get the context from the Spark context, active Spark context. If SC is none, make a Spark context. Interesting. I'm not sure that's what we should do. So what this logic will do is if someone calls getActiveSession, it will create a Spark context. And I'm not sure that's the behavior that people would expect. I'm not sure this is the behavior that people would expect. If someone were to call getActiveSession and we didn't have a Spark context, this would create one, but not the Spark session. I don't know. I don't think this is what people would expect. To be fair, though, for Python, a lot of what we do is try and do similar to what the Scala code does, because presumably the design is well thought out there. Hi, I'm not actually sure how to say your name. Goromhit. I should look up how to pronounce that, or you can tell me if you want. But hello, new friend. But anyways, let's go and take a look at the equivalent code in Scala. So we're going to look at sparksession.scala and getActiveSession. So active thread session.get. Okay, active thread session. Private val active thread session is an inheritable thread local. Yeah, no, this isn't what people want, I don't think. We didn't have a Spark context yet. We would create one. What about if SC is none, we just return none, since we can't have an active session without an active Spark context. Does that sound reasonable? Okay, and now I'm gonna stylize this one a little bit, just so that the comments are a little easier to read. Let's do this. Okay, cool. And we're gonna go into start review mode because we might have more comments as we go down. This block of logic looks good though, right? I think. Wait, is this true? I'm gonna go take a look at the context.py. The question that I'm trying to answer for myself is, goddammit, context.py inside of PySpark. Yeah, when I call in it, it's going to make it's going to ensure that it's initialized. So yeah, it's just not going to be fun. Okay. Yeah, this conversation's, yeah. Okay, cool. And this is just to make it easier when we're reading through, because when you see active comments, it makes you stop before you merge. And so just since we're now targeting 3.0 as the next version rather than 2.5, it'd be better if this was 3, and so this comment is out of date. I can't resolve it because I didn't create it. Can I? Yeah, no, I can't. But he can resolve his comment, and then we'll know it's okay. Buttons. Why is my Twitch chat not doing what I want it to do. It's okay. I don't seem to have many comments on Twitch, so that's fine. I'll just maybe open it in a tab here just in case. Twitch.tv /Holden and then just I can check in on the chat room occasionally if people have questions. Cool. Okay. Get active session. Yeah. The dog test looks fine. That looks fine. I don't think we've addressed. So from what I see, I don't think we've addressed this yet. With calling create data frame, unless this is session.py. Wait, where is this? Oh, this is. Oh, what? Whoa. This is inside of functions.py. Okay, this is. Get active session. Wait, what the? Why is I'm so confused now. I don't know why we added this here to SQL functions. I'm confused. Okay. I'm confused why we're adding this to functions.py. We already have a class method for getting the active session. I don't. Okay, yeah. So then, if we do need it here, could we perhaps call into the class method on Spark Session that we already have? Okay, does this make sense? I'm confused. Oh wait, no. Okay, so this is wired in reverse. Okay, yeah. So that makes sense, kind of. Okay. So I'm confused why we're adding this to functions.py instead of keeping this in the class method. I just don't know why this is in functions.py, and hopefully someone can explain it to me. I can go also look at the comments, the historical comments on this PR as well, because maybe that'll tell me what's going on. But I don't see it. Okay, so we have a test. Given the change for how we do, for how we construct the Spark session, can we add a test that makes sure we haven't created a Spark context eLive. Actually, I'm curious. Let's go look at session.py. What happens in def stop? Yeah. If yeah, so we just want to test that. Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah. If we're going to support this, we should have a test for it. Or if we aren't going to support this right now, we should document the behavior. And so this is essentially around how we would handle what is considered the active session. If we create one session, then we create another session, and then we do something with the first session. I don't feel super strongly about this. To match the Scala behavior, we would definitely want to switch this, so we probably should, even though I think it's maybe not a super likely code path. But if we're not going to do that, we definitely need to document it. So let's go ahead and say, thanks for working on this. Yeah, I have some. Oh wait, no. Before we do that, let's open this up. Actually, here I want to look at the historical comments because maybe they will actually explain some of my questions, and then it simplifies things for everyone. Okay. Yeah. So. Oh God. Yeah. I don't care about these names. Okay. Yeah, sure. Wait. No, I strongly disagree. No. Okay. Or maybe not strongly. Wait. Okay, fuck. Okay. Let's go up here. I mean, I disagree, but it's not the end of the world. I disagree with about this behavior. Being what people would expect. It doesn't match the Scala behavior. And one of the reasons to have something like getActiveSession instead of get or create is to allow folks to do something if we have an active session. Or do something else if we don't. E.g., yeah. That being said, if folks feel strongly about this, I'm okay with us. Actually, am I okay with us doing that? Setting up a Spark context, but we need to document that. If that's the path we go. And so that's just like, I don't like this. If people feel strongly about this, I'm okay with us doing this. But we should document it because it doesn't match the behavior that I would expect, or I think most people would expect based on the Scala behavior. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. To make sure we do whatever we decide to do with the Spark context. Okay. So that's good. It's a good thing that we went through and read this because this makes more sense. Oh, and this makes more sense as why it's done as a function. Okay, cool. This looks solid, so we can go up and we can go and we can take out yeah. If this is being done to simplify implementation, and we don't expect people to call it directly here, we should mention that in the doc string and also use an underscore prefix. Okay, cool. Update comment, review changes. Ooh, wait, there's a, oh, no, it's just says that I'm watching it. Okay. I have some questions. But I think we're getting really close. Okay. This is such a small PR, and we spend so much time on it. That's the joys of open source. Man, I really need to remember to update my GitHub payment information. Okay. We can close this one. This is interesting for sure. Although it's kind of big, all things considered, so we might pick a different one. That's an intercept. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Sounds like this isn't going anywhere. So, yeah. Sounds like we're not going to change this. But we'd love your contributions in SparkML, where things are actively being developed. And so that's just like, hey, MLlib is more or less deprecated. We're not making any changes to it. This doesn't match the Scala thing, so we're not going to do anything. But we'd love to have your contributions in SparkML, where we are actively working on improving things. And so leave that comment, and then we'll go ahead and close this. 1, 2. Okay. Oh yeah, this one is interesting. I left a comment last week. Okay, this was proposed in this one. And was rejected in favor of this one. Okay, so why was this rejected? Yeah. 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 So let's see here. Okay. Well, could I? Who suggested that we remove this hack in general? So let's take a look here. Yes. Yeah. I feel really bad for not taking a look at this more recently. That's definitely on me. I just missed this original PR entirely. I just didn't review it. That's unfortunate. General, rather than the partial workaround. Can I get your thoughts on why? It seems like the partial workaround would give us the best of both worlds, e.g. we don't break people's existing code, and we handle Python tuples better. What's up? Is the desire to yeah, okay, cool. So this one is more of a design discussion, I guess. So we'll see. I mean, this one, let's take a look here. I mean, a 2x speed up is not small. Do you have a benchmark for the 2x speed up? Do you have the code for demonstrating the 2x speed up. So yeah, be interesting to understand where they're seeing the 2x speed up as well. Yeah. Okay. So if we go in here, this. I don't. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. Oh, although there is a backward compatible alias here, so maybe that's fine. But I feel like we're gonna break a bunch of people's code. Hard to say what the right path forward is on this one. Okay. So whatever, we'll see what the other committers say, and we can reach a consensus on it. Fix wrapper behavior for rows. Okay, I was the last person to comment on it. Nothing's happened. We can say gentle ping again. Yeah. So this is on the gentle ping again to who's the PR author? On the test coverage. Also, so this one is another PR which I've looked at previously, and so it's just hasn't been updated for a little bit. It's good we get better row coverage. Oh, do Spark devs work on both Python and Scala API support, or can you reasonably contribute to just one area? That's a great question. That's coming in from Twitch with Mighty Hops. So Mighty Hops, that's a good question. You can reasonably contribute to just one. There are certainly a lot of Spark developers who contribute to just Scala. In general, a lot of the people who contribute to Python also know a bit of Scala and contribute a bit on the Scala side. But it's certainly not a requirement. It's just generally how it tends to go, because when you're working in Python, you sometimes need to make changes in the Scala part to support Python fully. And that's actually a good point. It's 10:44, and I said I was going to talk about some of the release stuff. So let's go ahead and take a look at the mailing list and the JIRAs. So we're going to go to Jira, and we're going to go ahead and go to Spark Project and look at the dev mailing list. I guess log in. Cool. Issues. So I have this... the last release I think that I managed, or probably not. So one of the things that's... Oh, hi. Another friend. So we're going to look and see if there's any 240 blockers. And it looks like there is one. That's not great. Use quote attribute names if needed in pushed org predicates. Oh dear. Wait, oh no, it's 240. Yeah, that's not great. Let's take a look at this pull request. I'm not super sure what's going on, mind you, but let's see here. What's the latest comments? Okay. So that's interesting. So let's go community mailing list and dev mailing list. We're just going to go to the archives and we're going to go and take a look at 24RC3. And that was proposed on October 11th. And you can see what happens is the release manager will propose a vote. In this case, got the date off, probably just because it was a copy and paste. And they post the links to the branch and built artifacts and committers, and everyone can vote on them. And in fact, one of the great ways you can start contributing to Spark is by testing your own pipelines against our release candidates. And I actually have a blog post about that. Holden Spark release candidate O'Reilly. It was a joint, or maybe Google, I don't know. Yeah, testing future Apache Spark release changes on GKE and Cloud Data Proc. But of course, you can do the same techniques on your on-prem clusters as well. And so, yeah, let's see here. So, yes. What's this one? 2, 5, 7. Replication. Okay, due to bad config. This is bug major, but it's not a blocker. Someone's asking for the release notes, and what's mentioned is that we don't normally make the release notes until the end, but you can take a look at this filter here. I'm 251. Is that the one we were just looking at? Oh, that's not good. No blockers, 1 critical. So, okay, so the vote is actually going to go until October 13th. Here is another 2 bugs that are -1. So one of the things that we might do, just based on this issue search that I just did over here, is this is listed as effects 240. It's a bug, it's a blocker. And so one of the things that I should do is probably follow up and say that we do have a blocker, and if it isn't actually a blocker, we should downgrade it, but otherwise, we should take a look at that. Actually, let's take a look at the work log or the history. Who made it a blocker? Blocker. Yeah, okay. And so it switched from critical to blocker 4 days ago, and so we should definitely ping the list and let them know that. And so that's good. On that note, let's go to this, and I can do my live stream outro deck. Okay, cool. So Holden and Boo's super fun live streams. Boo is at home because I'm down in one of our South Bay offices today. We did Apache Spark code reviews this afternoon at 3 p.m. 3 p.m. Pacific, I'll be doing some live coding with Spark, and I might actually bug one of the Kubernetes people to see if I can bend their ear about that, but you can follow that on Twitch or YouTube. And I'm Holden. My preferred pronouns are she or her, and I'm a developer advocate at Google. I'm on the Spark PMC, and I contribute to many other projects. I should actually, yeah. And I've been at a bunch of other places. I've co-authored 2 books on Spark. I think they're good, but I'm probably pretty biased about that. Generally, my slides go on SlideShare, and if you have feedback on my talks or even my live streams, I would love to hear it from you here. In addition to who I am professionally, I am trans, queer, Canadian, and part of the leather community. And I'm in America on a work visa, and it's kind of a scary time for that right now. And this isn't particularly related to Spark, but I think it's important for us to try and build diverse communities that work on all open source software, and to do that, we need to talk about where we're all from. So with that, let's go ahead, switch this back into the little talking thing. With that, we're going to wrap up for the day. For the morning. This afternoon at 3 p.m. I will do another live stream, and I hope you will join me for that. Otherwise, I think I've got meetings for the rest of my day, and looks to be a fun day of talking to people. No, more seriously, actually, part of the reason that I do this job is I like talking to people, and in open source I get to talk to all sorts of different people. So I'm actually pretty excited. Anyways, thank you all. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you all around. Oh, thank you. You too. Take care.